Okay.
All right, start over again, Ed.
Okay, so we're back. All right.
This
I'll
is
go back.
my fucking internet tonight. I'm sorry. Excuse my French.
He was on Pink Floyd. He was talking about Pink Floyd.
Yeah. So my number four album is Pink Floyd Pulse album. Like Ralph mentioned, it's a great Floyd live album. I saw them live twice on this tour, both legs. Slightly different set list, but for the most part, and just all time fantastic band. Watching the video is definitely more enjoyable than just listening to the album, but it's a fantastic live album. And they didn't do live albums back in the day. I got a ton of bootleg Floyd albums, but
Of
official
course.
live albums really didn't do until
I
the
was thinking live in Pompeii. I was thinking it, but it's kind of more of a movie and it's a live
it
thing.
is.
But now you can get it on vinyl. It's like a vinyl
Yeah.
record day thing
I
and
was gonna
everything.
put that down too, but it's not really a live concert. It was just kind of an event they did and
It
filmed.
it was recorded live, but yeah, there was no audience or nothing.
Right,
So
exactly. So that's why I didn't want to put that one.
Yeah.
All right, with number three, Cheap Trick live at Budokan. Steve
Nice.
mentioned it before. I mean, Cheap Trick are my first favorite band, my all-time favorite rock band. I had this album on 8-track along with In Color and Dream Police and on 8-track. Listen to them all the time. I mean, I love this fucking band. And this is something I think Steve and Ralph mentioned. A lot of live albums have better recordings than the studio albums. Cheap Trick is definitely that band.
Oh
I
yeah.
love all the albums. I love the recordings, but live, they just come alive and it's absolutely on fire. And Live at Budokan is one of the greatest live albums of all time by anyone. Number two album, nobody's mentioned this yet. One of my all-time favorite live albums, obviously, The Kinks, One for the Road. This is my first live album I ever got, and I love this album. I love The Kinks, and this album is just perfect. It's live recordings from the U.S. tour from '79. There are various U.S. dates, some European dates, I think Switzerland, maybe Germany, and it's just perfect recordings of all classic Kinks songs, and it's just fucking great. I got to see the Kinks live once in like '89, last time they came over here, and it was fucking great. I love this album as a kid. I really love this album as a kid. Number one live album is pretty much at the top of most of our lists. The Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East.
Yeah.
It is a perfect live album. Yes, a lot of it was overdubbed in the studio, but it is the perfect live album. The band is on fire. Rob's voice is perfect. The recording is amazing. The songs are fantastic. All the best old pre songs, and it is by far the best live album of all time. So yeah, I got more honorable mentions. We'll run through them later, but yeah, I
Mm.
love live. How could you not? I love live concerts, love live albums. It's a great thing to
And
do.
when I zipped out of here is when you first started talking. So what was your fifth one?
Oh,
In
the
case I
fifth
get
one.
lost in the
Uh,
shuffle.
Number five was Accept Staying Alive.
Okay. Yeah, good
Yeah,
one. Didn't
it's
mention
a
that one
great.
either.
Fun,
Yeah.
fun album. Yeah.
All right, Tony.
All right. So we're gonna start off with Ozzy's Speak of the Devil record. This was my introduction to Black Sabbath era Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Or Ozzy Osbourne era Black Sabbath, that is, mixed up there. But yeah, this album just turned me on to. I wanted to go out and hear Sabbath after hearing this, but I love it. It's all the great Sabbath songs from the '70s done with kind of a modern edge. I mean, you got Brad Gillis on guitar, and he had more of a he's more in line with the Van Halen style of the day. And but I love the takes that those guys did on these songs. But yeah, I mean it's great, and I was just enamored with that album cover as a kid. Just uh, Ozzy with the Smuckers, and if you got it in the UK, it was called Talk of the Devil. That's the
Oh,
difference. It's got the logo
Oh,
difference.
nice.
wow.
And there's a single from the album for Symptom of the Universe here. And but yeah, I love that one. Next up, a couple of you guys have already mentioned. Ed said it's the greatest album, live album, and it is great. And that's Unleashed in the East from Priest.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember getting this, and this is I had Screaming for Vengeance, and I had what is it, British Steel, and got this and found out, man, Priest has got some really, really good early stuff. Made me want to go out and just get more and more of their stuff. And
Mhm.
that album cover, even though, I mean, the only thing supposedly overdubbed on here is the vocals. But that album cover was done in a photo shoot because there's nobody on drums in the photo. They just made sure that they smoked out the drums, and like they would have put somebody back there just for some arms or something. But they strategically placed everybody in a good place where they were blocking out the drums. That's just an iconic album cover, though. I mean, just
Yeah.
KK reared back, and Rob standing in that pose like that. Man, it's just cool. Tipped and smiling. This is the original from Japan. It came out in Japan first. It was called Priest in the East,
Mm.
and same album cover. And then it came with a little 45 single with 4 extra tracks on it that they finally put them on the CD years later.
Yeah.
So it had had Hellbent for Leather, because they're on the Hellbent for Leather tour, but they don't do that song, and they do a couple other songs from that album. Next up, Kiss Alive 2. Much like Count Ralphus, I prefer a lot of the live versions. I mean, Destroyer to me ranks really at the bottom, towards the bottom list for my Kiss list, but that's because I heard God of Thunder and Detroit Rock City and King of the Nighttime World. I heard it all on here first, and then when I heard the studio versions, they just kind of sounded lame in comparison, because it just smokes on this album. And
They seem so stiff. They seem like so
stiff.
stiff, and it's the same thing with the Unleashed in the East songs. Like they're a little bit better, but they seem kind of stiff compared to the energy of the live versions.
I mean, this album is great. I mean, there's 5 studio tracks on side 4, but still the live part is just incredible. And that gatefold cover here with the live shot, I mean, that is just amazing. I don't know how many days and hours I just sat looking at this picture while I listened to this album. Of course, came with the Kiss always gave you stuff, so you got the Evolution of Kiss booklet in it, and it came with the tattoos. I still have the tattoos here. They're wrapped in plastic, so they won't peel out or anything. But yeah, that was just such a great record. And I think that these individual photos of the band. I mean, Gene looks terrifying there. You see him on the back here with the blood. Yeah. And it's just, God, man, that was such a wicked picture
Yeah.
to see. All right. Next up for me is going to be Strangers in the Night from UFO.
Nice.
If somebody said, "Hey, what UFO album should I start with?" I'm going to give them this.
Yeah.
Because they should start. This is just an amazing live record. It's got everything you want to hear from UFO from the Michael Schenker era, and just an amazing record. So many good songs on that. I have the box set that came out a couple of years ago where it's got the 6 shows that they used to compile the live album, which most live albums were made up of several shows in a lot of cases, especially if they were doubles. But yeah, this has it all here, and there is a 10-inch single that they did for Mother Mary and This Kids on Record Store Day a few years ago when the anniversary of the album was. And so my number one, of course, most people probably would figure it out for me, being such a Lizzie fan, but Live and Dangerous, another iconic album cover. I mean, Phil just looks so much like the rocker here. And this, again, if I had to give somebody a Thin Lizzy record to start out with, it'd probably be this.
Yeah.
Because it's got all the great songs in the 70s era Thin Lizzy on it. And just a great one. I didn't get the box set that they put out for this, where it had all the recordings that they used. I thought if the packaging had been something like this, I probably would have bought it, but I thought it was kind of cheap looking, and I just didn't buy it. Now it sells for a lot of money, and I kind of wish I'd purchased one just for the collectible purposes of it. But they did release a couple of the shows from that box set that were Make Up Live and Dangerous for Record Store Day. This one came out several years ago in Europe for Record Store Day. This show was from the Hammersmith from November 14th, and then Record Store Day in the U.S. released the 2 days later show.
Yeah.
This one came out in the U.S. So they got a brand new box set getting ready to drop for what is it? Nightlife and
Fighting.
and fighting. Yeah. And I'm hoping that the live at the Derby released. It's in there. Or get a Record Store Day release on vinyl. That would be really nice.
I still got some Thin Lizzy Record Store Day stuff, but I don't sell a ton of Thin Lizzy at Rock Fantasy.
Yeah, me neither.
No, you don't either.
No.
Okay, Obi. I hope my
Yes.
internet doesn't go out. I don't think my internet went out. I think it was Zoom. I don't know. Maybe his computer
Yeah, I think it was him too.
sucks. That happened the last time too. Maybe James should host next time. If I disappear, I can come back on.
Well, yeah, I remember when I was young
happened.
and I was like talking about live albums and stuff, and I've heard some live stuff before, and it irritated me to no end, cheering of the crowd because it took away. I couldn't hear the music properly, so it was so annoying to me just do the soundboard, like from the soundboard, so you could just hear the music. But it's like after, I guess, a while, I understood the energy and kind of like the whole package. Because like a live album without a crowd is kind of like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
just
one.
listen to the original Live Evil. That's that. You can barely hear the crowd on it.
True.
So my number 5 was released in 97, I think, or 96. It's Morbid Angels, Entangled in Chaos.
Wow.
It's from the Domination tour. It was my first album by them too, so it's like for me it was really cool. David Vincent had those really cool bass at that tour and was so cool pictures. Only thing I wish the album was longer, but I guess the set was only that long. So my number 4, I got on like a bonus for both for Victory called Live War. It was recorded in '93. You can get it now like in a single, but back then you had to get like a special edition of it for Victory. And in '93 was really like when I would say they are on their peak live, I would say, because it's before things started to get, I don't know, a little dicey within the band. So '93 was really good album. Number 3 is going to be Napalm Death's Live Corruption from 1990. It's such I never heard album that was that fast before. It got such tempo, and it's like yeah, I don't understand. It's like how they could do a whole show in that pace. I mean, Mick Harris is so good at the drums, and it's you gotta have it. You got it through like a box set back then through Eric Records. Now later you can like get it like solo, but you have to get the box set back then.
I was
My
going to say
number-
I only remember it. I got it on VHS when it.
Yeah, I
first
was going to
came
say,
out.
is it?
There's a live
a
like VHS. I don't
live
even remember it ever
VHS?
being like a CD or an album. But I guess later on
It's
it
a,
came
it's a
out.
black box. It's a black box that has Harmony Corruption, Live Corruption, and a couple of singles in it. Is all black box that says Napalm Death. You just take off the top. It was released in Europe through Eric Records. I think it was 5,000 units, maybe.
I had
my
it. I don't know where it's at.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
The
number,
the VHS I had. I don't know where it's at.
I still have my. Yeah, I got mine still.
yeah, I got the Napalm Death the DVD where you got the Live Corruption, and you got From Nottingham the year before, and you got the
Cool.
music videos and stuff. My number 2, we're gonna go to Sweden to Marduk with Live in Germania. It's such a evil album, and it's so good. It's on my favorite tour from Heaven Shall Burn When We Are Gathered. It's so good because he was Fredrik Andersson, the drummer. He is so good. I mean, he's a monster behind the drums. And that album, I have it from Osmosis on original vinyl, and they like numbered them personally. The label did, and it's such a good album. Now they have re-released it with some kind of from Lord of the Rings, kind of like with the orcs in the front, and they have remastered it, so it's kind of it has lost warts, as James would say. It's become a little polished. Now for my number 1 album, it was released it was recorded on my birthday in 1990. It's really recorded in Leipzig, and it's Mayhem live in Leipzig, and it's the rawest, most brutal live album I've ever heard. I got it on a vinyl bootleg back in '94, I would say, and because it's been out like in circles before, like on cassettes and stuff. I'm sure I personally heard about it back then. But it's such a brutal album. It's like for me, it set the standard for what black metal would be. It's like because in 1990 it was like I don't think there was anything more brutal than that album, and it's because Dead did such a great vocal thing, and the sound is so good, the bass is so loud, and it's just a perfect bootleg that now has become an official release.
Mm,
So that's my top 5.
awesome. I guess since I don't know, what did we start off with? You, Ralph, then I did mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a few honorable mentions. You want me to go first, or you want to do it?
Go ahead if you want.
I'll go through. So talk about Mayhem. When I think I did not mention this earlier. I did a few notes of things which I didn't do because I fell asleep before the show tonight. Mayhem live, the D Mysterious Satanist live album, which came out in 2016, and then they toured the States and promoted that year. Death live in LA, mentioned that album also. 2 that I really overlooked tonight: Scorpions Tokyo Tapes and Scorpions Worldwide Live. Played the shit out of both of those albums. Another one back in the souped up muscle car days and 8-track tapes days that was played constantly. And if you look on the list, like if you Google lists for rock, you don't see it. I think it's due to politics. There's Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo.
Ooh,
Gonzo,
good one.
absolutely a monster record. I mean, the guy wouldn't have had a pinball machine in the 70s if he wasn't that popular. Slayer, Decade of Aggression.
Yeah.
Listening to that the other day. Yeah.
Iced Earth, Alive in Athens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's a killer
Queen
one.
Strike,
Yeah.
Operation Live Crime. I actually saw that tour.
Slayer Live and Dead.
Two rather newer ones that I've listened to a lot. And I haven't listened to a lot of newer live albums, but one is Septic Flesh, Inferis Symphonica, which MMXIX, which was a live album taped on February 2nd in 2019 at the Metropolitan Theater in Mexico City with the Toluca Philharmonic Orchestra. The album was released in July of 2020. I love Septic Flesh. Of course, they're symphonic death metal, and having the symphony with them was just killer. I think it's a great record. Another newer one that came out in 2019 was the Halloween United Alive, which of course album marked the return of vocalist and guitarist, Michael Kiske and Kai Hansen returned the band. It was all part of that United thing, which is carried on with a new album this year. It was a blistering, great live album. They actually just put out a Tokyo album earlier this year too. Halloween did, from Live in Tokyo. 2 albums that I mentioned that this one you really can't find too much again. King Diamond recorded live at the Fillmore in Philadelphia, which I was at that show. And
Wow, cool.
that album came out, but you can't get that album right now, I don't think, again. It could be out of print already. I don't know. James, do you have that?
Songs, talking about Songs of the Dead or something.
Yeah.
That was the album and DVD, right? The DVD came.
It came with a DVD.
Yeah, I got the DVD CD.
The Abigail you can get from the 87.
Yeah.
And you still find that.
So this one was taped at a show that I actually attended. Chris Allo and Craig was there from Hudson Valley Squares. Were both at the show, and a few other friends. I think Darren Muller was there. My buddy Faith that lives in Philly was there. One that just dropped recently is from the Irish band Primordial, live in New York City. It was actually recorded at TVI in Queens last year. I was surprised to see it come out because I didn't think it was coming out. And I guess the other one I'll mention is something newer that I've been listening to is Ginger live in Los Angeles, which came out because I like Ginger a lot. So that's my honorable mentions. I'll kick it over to Ralph. Let's hope my Zoom and my internet stays up so we don't have to make this a 3-parter.
All right, so the one that I forgot to pull out that I replaced with the Crisian is Sodom, Mortal Way of Life.
Okay.
Again, like the destruction. This is like my favorite era of Sodom. Persecution Mania has always been my favorite. The EP that they did was Sodomy and Lust is my second favorite EP of all time, behind Haunting the Chapel. So it's like everything Sodom did up to Persecution Mania, and it's all live and it sounds fucking awesome. I play that like crazy.
Hey, Ralph.
Venom
Ralph.
live in concert.
Do you
Yep.
do you recall when it came out
Yep.
on vinyl originally? It was in black plastic because they didn't want to show the album cover.
Right.
And
Oh yeah, yeah.
the cassette has a black cover with just a logo, but you can turn the cover inside out and get the album
Yeah.
art. I thought that was pretty crazy because it's just
Yeah,
a
that is
photo,
cool.
a painting of like Sodom and Gomorrah or whatever, just all the sinning going on.
Yeah, it's not even really. It looks so tame when I look at it now compared to
Yeah.
like some of the shit out there. But there's like a guy like riding a goat inappropriately. There's a pig sniffing a butt. But there's really nothing compared to like back in the like what we get nowadays. But yeah, it's funny because this is the album I replaced it because I didn't pull it out. Look at that shit. Like there'd be a big black sticker over that today. But anyway, so yeah, Venom live in concert, Ein Klein Notch Music.
Not music.
Yeah.
A little light night music.
This is the original two album set, and then here's a record store day version where it came with like 2 picture discs inside and gatefold and stuff.
One of those shows is
That's
the Ritz
fucking
in New
awesome.
York.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hammersmith Odeon 85 and Ritz New York 86. So then you Steve mentioned Death in LA, but I also pulled out this one. This is Death had released a few of these weird albums a couple years ago. And
Yeah.
like this is Death in New Rochelle at the Streets, a place I used to go to, 1988. I'm sure I was gonna say what's his name was probably there too. Is Ed
I was there, definitely.
had to be there because this was like Death and Immolation, and we just interviewed Rick Ross last week.
Who opened up for them
Almost
that
Human,
night?
and I bring this out.
Primeval open.
Immolation and I think Primeval.
Primeval was there,
opened
yeah, I
both
remember
shows.
that. I remember seeing them.
I seen him on the next tour with Spiritual Healing, where it was Forbidden, Devastation, and Primeval, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, Death to All is playing New York City this Friday night. I'm not gonna be able to make it. I was really hoping to.
Yeah, it'd be good with Gorguts. But I wrote a couple other ones down I didn't pull out. Ramones, It's Alive, Black Flag, Who's Got the 10.5. That's probably like my favorite like hardcore punk album of all time. Subhumans, Live in a Dive, and pretty much everything else got mentioned. I didn't really go crazy looking through everything because it's like I said here all day, but that's why we'll break these down in the future and we'll do like a 70s one and 80s one and punk one or thrash one and stuff. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, I guess we kick it back to James.
All right. My first honorable mention is going to be Corrosion of Conformity Live Volume.
Nice.
Great live album. So here you get COC. They're on tour for America's Volume Dealer, and Reed Mullen takes off, and they've got Jimmy Bower on drums. So this is a cool, unique one-off thing with Jimmy Bower on drums, and just a fantastic live album.
Good
with
DVD too.
Everything from Deliverance and Wise Blood and America's Volume Dealer, a couple tracks from Blind. Vote with a Bullet is so good on this. And Long Whip Big America is so fantastic on this too. Diablo Boulevard, really good stuff. I love Jimmy Bower. He's one of my favorite drummers of all time. I love his laid back, behind the beat kind of stoner style of playing the drums. And he fit great with the band here. So it's just a fantastic live album. Our boy Ralph from Almost Human's going to hate me for this one, but I really, really love Van Halen live right here, right now. I love
There you
it.
go. That was a record store day thing about, what was that, last spring? The spring
The
before?
I
vinyl
think
was,
like
yeah.
I think like a year or a year and a half ago, something like it might have been like last Black Friday, like 2 Black Fridays ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a great live album, man. I love Van Halen for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and that's where this live stuff is taken from. They're on that tour for this.
Yeah.
So you've got Pound Cake and Judgment Day and Spanked and In and Out, Man on a Mission. I love all those songs. They're so good. This is just really a great summertime live album. It's just good party rock.
Saw him on that tour, and Alice in Chains opened, I think. Maybe it was
Yes.
yeah.
Or no, was
Yeah.
Alice the opener for Balance?
May have been the opener for that tour for the live album.
Oh, okay. So they
Yeah.
opened for this. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Because I think when they toured for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, it was Vince Neil opening when I saw
Yeah, Vince Neil solo. Right.
him.
Yeah, this is a great live album, man. I love the Sammy version of Ain't Talking About Love on here. You know, why can't this be Love is Great on this? It's if you don't like Sammy, you're not gonna like it. And if you don't like it, whatever.
Van
Fucking
Hager.
mother.
We are.
It's Van Hager.
Here is what I believe is an underrated BBC Sessions record. The Motorhead BBC Sessions.
Oh yeah.
Ah, nice.
Really great double live CD. So you get a BBC radio show from 78. You get another one from 79. You get another one from 81 and one from 86. Great double live stuff. It's Motorhead at their best. And one of my favorite tracks on here, disc 2, track 2, was Live to Win. And right before the guitar solo kicks in, Lemmy screams into the microphone, "I'm on the radio!" It's just so good. So good, so fun. It's just great shit on here, man. Capricorn, No Class, White Line Fever, I'll Be Your Sister, Orgasmatron is on here. And then there's like a weird spoken word version of Orgasmatron at the end of disc 2. That's kind of cool. So yeah, this is a great BBC session.
Another one that's out of print.
That is another one that's out of print.
We made through this without hearing Guns N' Roses or Zach Wild so far.
Well, guess what? You're about to get them both in a row, motherfucker.
Dude, that was coming.
Because we're going to talk about Just Say Ozzy.
Nice.
Nice.
So I wish this was longer.
Yeah.
I wish it was more
That's
than
what she
6
said.
songs. It's a great 6-song EP. Yeah, I heard you, you fucking jerk. I wish there was more songs on this. It's a great Ozzy EP. I love Zach Wild. You got Geezer and Randy Castillo as your rhythm section on here. I really love the version of Shot in the Dark on here. I think it's better than the original on the album. And I love the version of Sweet Leaf on here is fantastic. And the opener, Miracle Man, is just fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great EP.
Good stuff.
Wish it was a full length.
Can you still buy that on CD? Is that still pressed?
Yeah.
No, it's out of print. That is
Good,
out of
yeah.
print.
Well, yeah, I
That's-
guess you can get it along with everything else in that $800 Ozzy
Oh
box
yeah,
set.
yeah. My friend,
Big giant
my
box
friend
set.
Johnny Mop just got that. Of course, he's he's an Aussie nut. He went to Birmingham or Villa Rosa, and he's got the box set. So I said, because there's some Aussie records that are out of print, actual
Oh, yeah.
out of print.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which
You
is
can't get
kinda weird.
you can't get Ultimate
Speaking of
Sin.
devil, can't get Speaking of devil.
Yeah, that's right.
Ultimate Sin.
I don't think that's even in that box set.
Studio stuff. There's studio stuff that's
Yeah.
out of print. Yeah, yeah.
But that box is like $2,000, isn't it? With all
Yeah.
the
About
albums.
$800.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Well, the last one, here you go, Steven. Guns N' Roses, live era, 87 and 93.
No.
There you go. I was one of those kids that sat and waited and twiddled my thumbs for years and waited for Chinese Democracy to come out. And this just kind of came out with no fanfare to it really very much.
Hmm.
And that was like Christmas for me. I'm like, all right, cool, something new from GNR that I haven't listened to 5 billion times. Great double live album. during the classic era, I consider anything with Slash the classic era. You Could Be Mine is on here. Rocket Queen, the version of Rocket Queen on here is so good. Used to Love Her is on here. Dust and Bones, so good. Great live version of that with Izzy singing. Black Sabbath cover with It's All Right. Fantastic. I dig that. You know, it's kind of quick. They just sort of breeze through it, but it's a great version of it. And the version of November Rain is on here. Move to the City is fantastic on this. I just, you know, I'm a GNR fanboy. I got it on Japanese import vinyl.
You get Coma, don't you?
Killer.
And the
I mean,
double cassette is
Coma
actually pretty hard to find too.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my last honorable mention.
I
GNR
bought-
Live 87 and 93.
So
I
James,
bought it too. I have the
so
CD.
James, you're a huge Zach fan.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to Zach Sabbath this Friday?
Next Friday, I will
I'm
be
going
there in
too.
Wallingford.
Yeah, I bought a ticket for that, and of course, I don't know if you were aware, the Black Label Society tour went on sale today.
The tickets go on sale tomorrow, but they announced the tour today.
No, they're on
Um,
sale today. The code is Parade if you want to bang something in it. Parade is the
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about it. It's the closest they're getting to me is Mohegan Sun.
Mohegan. Yeah, how far is that from you?
That's like an hour and 45 minutes away. And, you know, to stay out there and everything, that's
It's
gonna
expensive.
be,
Yeah, you got to get a hotel.
yeah, it's going to be an expensive night. So I'm considering it. I'm
I
also
find
waiting
I
for,
found it amazing that he's doing Zach Sabbath and that. I mean, he doesn't
Yes.
do a break. What's he gonna go backstage for 15 minutes and towel up
Well-
and back out for 80 minutes?
well, here's the really cool thing about that is the opener is Dark Chapel. So
Mhm.
the frontman of Dark Chapel is the co-lead guitar player in BLS.
Oh, okay.
And the rhythm
Stereo?
section in Zach Sabbath is the rhythm section for BLS.
Okay.
So those guys really aren't getting much of a break all night long.
Isn't Dark Chapel on the Zach Sabbath tour too?
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
that's Dario's band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dario's band, Dark Chapel. Yeah, they're
Wow.
fantastic too, man. That album is so good.
Check that out.
That's another tour that's going to the Wellmont in Montclair. I don't know how far that is for you, but that's such an easy ride for me. It's like an hour coming home. It's like us going to the Chance used to be. That's another tour that there's a lot of tours lately that avoid New York City that are going to Montclair, and that's your New York
Yep.
City night.
Yeah.
Nope. Anyhow,
Mhm.
we're off topic, but we're
Cool.
chatting music, right? Ed Forsley, what do you got?
All right. Yeah, like I said before, basically I wrote down 9 metal live albums and 9 classic rock live albums. So I'll go
Okay.
through the list of them. From where I left off on the metal side, my number 3 album would be Ozzy, Speak of the Devil. I mean, it's the pinnacle live Ozzy Sabbath album. I remember when it came out, I had already been familiar with Ozzy. I already had Blizzard. I think I had Diary. I'm not sure if I had Diary yet, but I definitely had Blizzard. Was relatively familiar with Sabbath, so I got the album. And I was like surprised there was no Ozzy songs on it, but I loved all the Sabbath stuff. And again, that cover is so great. I have the T-shirt. I meant to wear the T-shirt tonight, but I forgot to put it
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Next one is Saxon. Eagle Has Landed. Fantastic live album. Saxon is, along with Accept, my all-time favorite metal bands. Got to see them doing this album live at Hell's Heroes this past March down in Texas. That was really, really cool. That was great. Next one we got here is, I'm going to kind of cheat here. Iron Maiden. I'm surprised nobody's mentioned this yet, but Made in Japan. Fucking great album. Great live album. I know you got the shirt on, but nobody mentioned it.
Yeah.
And depending on my mood, Live After Death. So basically, I'm putting the 2 Maiden albums together because sometimes I'm in the mood for old Maiden, sometimes
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for 80s Maiden. And they're both fantastic live albums. And they basically ended those eras of the band. They were like the closure.
Mm.
Maiden ended that era. Live in Japan, Live After Death ended that era, and then Maiden went on to do their other stuff.
Another Maiden album that's just fucking super amazing, and the crowd fucking goes insane. Is that Maiden Rock in Rio?
That is a great one.
Yeah.
That is
And
a
that,
great album, great
like
concert.
that's when you kind of started being aware of like those crowds down there. When they caught that and Rush did Rock in Rio too, which is another one not to overlook on
Yep.
live albums. With the crowd just goes bonkers in Brazil for those.
They do those Rock in
South
Rio
America,
concerts,
you know.
man,
How it is.
fantastic. They're so huge.
Yeah.
ACDC did that too.
Oh, yeah?
AC/DC 's
Okay.
fucking-
Yep, yep.
Yeah, a bunch
Yeah.
did now. I think
When that crowd sings along, you can really hear 'em. That's a huge
But
crowd.
look at that thing that's like when I know some of the guys on the channel aren't System of a Down fans. Did you see the video that they shot from earlier this year down there in Rio where their people went fucking ballistic, where they filmed all this stuff? There was like guys with Roman candles and fire and everything. The whole thing was a giant pit. Yeah, people go bonkers down there.
Yeah, they love their music.
Yeah.
Very passionate. Next, I'm also cheating on this one. Scorpions. Steve, you mentioned it before, but again, depending on my mood, Tokyo Tapes or Worldwide Live. Two
Ah.
fantastic eras of Scorpions and just two
Fucking
great live
close mine. You see the microphones in the air? You see them?
You see them? We're
albums.
recording live tonight.
I remember like they played the Orange County Fair Speedway here in Middletown back in the day. And it was pretty much, I forget what tour they were in town for, but it was around the area, Worldwide Live, a little bit after it. And they used a lot of the same voiceovers from that tour. It was there wasn't a ton of people at the fairgrounds that night, but it was great.
I love the Scorpions. Next, Motorhead, No Sleep Till Hammersmith.
No,
Few people have mentioned that. That's a fantastic record. Black Sabbath, Live Evil, fucking great record. King Diamond, Live in '87. Came out in '91. I was actually working at Roadrunner when we put that album out.
yeah.
That was really cool. That's a great. I mean, Abigail's my favorite.
Good,
King
good
Diamond
show.
album. Great tour. Yep.
That live version of "Come to the Sabbath" on there is great.
That's great. Absolutely. Last metal live album I have here is AC/DC, If You Want Blood. Again,
Yeah.
a pinnacle live album for the Bon Scott era. Then we got classic rock, Deep Purple, Made in Japan. Steve mentioned them. This fantastic live album. This one nobody's mentioned. Bob Seger, Live Bullet. Another one like the Kinks album, I got as very young, probably my second live album, and I just love the album. I love Bob Seger, and just as a kid, I listened to this album all the time. It was great.
I like
Rush,
the one that I like his other one too, like Nine Tonight. That's really good.
Yes. Yep. That's another great one. We got Rush, Exit Stage Left, the pinnacle live Rush album. You can't beat Rush live. I'm not spending $800 to see them, unfortunately, when they come around.
You know what? We wait
Let's
until
just
the
listen
day
to the
of.
album.
We wait till the day of and watch.
I'm actually going to do that. See if I can get something last minute.
I think those tickets are going to drop some, and I would think. I just think that this isn't a one-off, and who knows? And they added more dates, so it's coming like a full tour now.
Yeah, I look at it like when Queen did the thing with Paul
Mhm.
Rogers.
Yeah,
They did only like a few shows in New York, in England, and that was it. And then they did a tour a year later. It was like it worked well. Everybody liked it. Everyone got along, and they decided to prolong it. And make
I
some money.
hate buying tickets for a concert. Like, let's say buying tickets today, November 12th, for a concert that's in the end of September next year, like the Maiden and the
I got my main
ACDC.
ticket.
I have a
Like
hard
they've got
time
your
with it,
money
too.
for over almost a year, and God knows
Yeah.
what's going to be happening by. I'm not I'm a little bit of a pessimist, but I think Ralph posted something about it. Like, I didn't buy tickets yet because we got to see if we're all still alive then, or if they
Yeah, three Eye Atlas is coming. You're gonna
Yeah,
buy
who
tickets for
knows?
next summer, and
Yeah.
just wait till the day of the show and just threaten some
I
Rush nerd,
learned that,
and you'll get it. You'll get
from-
his tickets. Just sit
Yeah.
outside and look mean. Wear your spikes and shit. And be like, you'll get
I
your
learned
fucking ticket.
that from my good friend Keith Salatano years ago. He's like, never buy tickets in the fan club like months ahead. Just wait until a day and roll the dice. It's worked for me a bunch of
Usually get
times.
better
lately.
seats, too.
You never know.
Yeah, yep.
That's the next episode of Hudson Valley Squares. They're going to be talking about stuff like that, right, bro?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's going to be all about like, is it worth it at this point to pay that much for bands that we've seen back in the day for 20
It's still
bucks?
worth it for me.
You know, yeah, it's if it's worth it if you can, pay for
I still
the
love the
ride
concert
down the beer, the
experience.
$20 beers. Yeah, it's just that just gets insane though when it's
It
like for
does,
me,
it
it's
does.
two people. I wouldn't go to a show by myself. So if I went to Rush, it'd be like 800, like Ed said,
Yeah,
it'd
that's
be
the
me and my
thing. If
wife.
it's,
And
I go
then you
solo,
talk
so yeah, my
about the
wife
gas
doesn't
and
go.
parking and everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
depends what
half
you
the
can
price,
afford. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to
it's
be
still
able to go
expensive.
some of the stuff, but I do.
Yeah.
I'm a lone wolf. I fly solo most of the time, or bring a friend or two. I'm not. Yeah, I know it gets expensive, man. You got a date with you going to these shows. Forget about it. I mean, being young, you got a girl you're trying to impress. You're gonna want to buy her a concert shirt. You want to buy her some drinks.
You bring it to Dingbats. You bring it to Dingbats. You don't bring it to MSG. Bring it to
Yeah,
Dingbats
well,
if you're gonna.
now the smaller
Yeah.
merrier.
Dingbats coming up. First, I've never been to Dingbats. I'm going to see Chrissy in there. Knock on wood.
You never been to Dingbat? Dingbat's
Never
cool.
been to Dingbats in my life.
It's relatively small.
It's tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a small
It's a real
spot.
small
It's pretty cool.
You played there, right, James? I'm sure.
Yeah, I've played there a few times.
Yeah. Anyhow, go ahead, Ed.
Oh, all right. Oh, yeah. I got just the last couple. I think we mentioned them. Queen, Live Killers.
Oh
Great
yeah,
live
fucking
album.
killer.
Excellent. Excellent.
Skinner, One for the Road. One More for the Road.
Yeah.
Another great live album. And this one nobody mentioned. Pat Benatar, Live from Earth. I love Pat Benatar. And this was a great era of Pat Benatar. All the classics. 1983 or 4 came out.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So yeah, that's about it. I love live albums, like I said before. Can't have enough of them. But live albums, like Steve said, it's just not the same as it was back in the 70s.
Doesn't seem to be, does it? There's very few exceptions right now where I don't know, maybe it's more where concerts are more accessible to. Back then, that was the only way of really getting the experience into the house was buying that record of the 8-track. Now you're bombarded with YouTube and anything you want
I
to
was gonna
see.
say the whole concert's on YouTube the next day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
would you
Back
buy
then you couldn't see, you couldn't see this stuff. TV was TV, it was 13 channels, and once in a while they'd show a concert clip like Midnight Special or Don Kirshner's, but
For me, it was buying live VHS at the time. That
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
replaced
we
the
used to
live
do
album
that,
for
man.
me, and then the live DVD replaced the VHS. But that kind of now you're seeing it and hearing it. To me, that was like the way. Like I'd rather have that version than just to have the CD.
This room here, this room I'm in now, in the late 90s, was filled with TV sets and double VCR decks.
Yeah.
We were just making like Orange County Fairground, Metallica '89.
I got
Yeah,
I
man.
got
Some
so
of those
many of them
videos
from
are
your
in.
store.
I would
I have hundreds
love
of them
to
from
see
there.
that.
You still
I
got
was doing them.
yeah.
I was doing them too.
I
think
still
got some
have
of
them all
now,
on
too.
VHS. I have all of them. I kept all of them.
There's a closet in here that hasn't been opened in years, and I think inside that closet are a bunch of the master tapes of those VHS tapes.
Wow.
To really transfer them all over into digital somehow, but of course,
I transferred a bunch of my stuff to DVD, and then some of them got where they won't play anymore. So, and I threw the tape away. But it's funny, I've got VHS tapes that are 40 years old that still play fine. I've got DVD-Rs that won't play at all.
yeah,
Really?
you can transfer them over into digital, like on a USB, where you can just load them up, put them on, whatever.
Yeah, you hope that it's all up on YouTube already somehow.
Man,
Yeah, a lot of
probably
stuff's already on
yeah.
YouTube, so I
But
didn't wig out.
not everything is though. Like I remember certain things and I look for it on YouTube and I don't find it.
And some of it's not great quality either. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
especially
even
stuff that was
shitty
shot
qualities up
with
there.
a camcorder. Yeah.
All right, I guess. I hear the bell chimes are going off. Does that mean
Yeah.
it's
I know the bell
going
chime.
down? Church is in session.
Were you finished, Ed?
I'm finished. That was it. Yep, that was my line.
Okay, I got a
that's the Ed-
few here.
the Ed
Some
chimes
stuff
are
I
going
didn't.
off.
Some stuff I didn't drag in here. Some stuff I have in this room was easy access to get to. How about Foghat Live?
Nice.
Wow, there's a
On
good one.
8-track, that's my original 8-track. I played the
There we
freaking crap
go.
out of this. Love this. I wish it was a double album, but I don't know. It's kind of perfect the way it is. It's probably like under 30, 35 minutes, and it rocks, man. It's great. Candlemass. live. I think it was 1990 with Messiah from the I guess it's from the Ancient Dreams tour. Great live show. I listened to that. I used to work at a screen printing factory, and I would always bring longer cassettes, like live albums and stuff that were long. If I was on the floor, and I would always have to listen to stuff, and I listened to that Candlemass all the time and just loved it. And years later, they put a DVD out and it had that show. You could actually watch it. So that was amazing to see. Yeah, several things have been mentioned, like the Skinner, Love, One More from the Road, AC/DC's If You Want Blood, of course. BOC, Some Enchanted Evening from Boys
Yeah.
to Cult. Love that record. Just an excellent record. They've got several live albums, so that's my favorite. Journey's Captured album, the first live Journey record with the Greg Raleigh era, pre-Escape, more of the hard rock and stuff. Got some Southern rock, like Blackfoot.
Yes.
The Highway Song live.
Yeah.
Molly Hatchet's Double Trouble live. Love that. Was Derringer live. Love that. Rick Derringer's album. Kiss Unplugged. I love that. Kiss Unplugged.
Wow.
Just a fun record to listen to. One here, it's a newer something for like 2000s is Halford live. Insurrection. It's my autographed CD copy of that, and man, it's such a great live album because he does a bunch of stuff, and
All about that
it
one.
was just amazing set, man. And one I listened to the other day, just an oddball one I thought I'd throw in. I listened to this is Jeff Scott Soto, the guy who sing for Yngwie. It's a live show he did in 2002 where he does stuff from his solo career. His band Talisman is featured here. He does some Queen covers because he did a Queen tribute for a while. He does Stand Up and Shout from the Rockstar movie because he was one of the vocals in that movie. And they do an Yngwie medley that is amazing because he's got this killer guitar player named Howie Simon who can nail all that Yngwie stuff. So he does a medley of the Yngwie stuff, and it's just amazing. And I have this on DVD as well. It's a great show from Jeff Scott Soto, such a great singer. But yeah, then there's so many I'm sure I'm leaving out, man. But there's a lot of great live records.
First time I heard Jeff Soto was in Axel Rudy Pell.
Yeah, he does some Axel Rudy Pell on here as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he does Warrior actually. Yeah.
There's one that I overlooked that is really something I play in the store, and I didn't have back in the day. It's Santana Lotus. It was taped in Japan, another Japanese live album. That's an excellent, just such a cool groove of Carlos and Santana from back in the day. So we don't talk about Santana much anymore, but they're one of my older favorite bands. I love the Santana. In fact, Pete Pardo was Journey's doing their final tour, and I said, well, we saw Santana and Journey like second row Madison Square Garden when they did that tour where Santana opened up for Journey, and they had some of the original members come back out with Santana from Woodstock days. So that was cool.
Yeah, I saw Journey back probably 15 years ago, and at the end they did a Santana jam because, I guess because Neil Sean had been in the band.
Yep.
That was the longest encore I've ever seen in my life. It seems like it was 2 hours. It's probably 25 minutes, but it was driving
No, it was
me
just
crazy.
Journey though, no Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, play a Journey song, please.
But yeah, that was a great night, and we were stunned that someone could come on after Santana and hold their own, and Journey did that night. But boy, that's another band. What's there? One original member left now? Journey doing this farewell tour.
Two classic members. Yeah. I wish they would do that Journey Through Time thing that Neil did with Greg Raleigh, and
Some of them guys
they played a bunch of the early stuff. Man, that's the stuff that I like. The more hard rock and fusion stuff from the early days is good stuff, man.
Wheel in the Sky. Saw them open up for we're way off topic now, but yeah, you mentioned them. So
I saw them in 1978, 79 at Giant
Wow.
Stadium. That was with
Yeah.
Aerosmith. No one's talked about live bootlegs so far. Aerosmith, Ted Nugent, Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, and Journey was the opening band.
Yeah, Double Live Gonzo. That was a classic.
Yeah, I mentioned
Live
that.
bootleg is cool. It's just never sounded that great to me.
I never
so
thought it
never
did.
really-
I thought some people have like
It sounds like a bootleg.
I mean, they kind of stunk when I saw them, and they were my favorite. That's one about my favorite band when I went to that tour back then, and I was like, man, these guys don't sound good. Nugent smoked them. So did Frank Marino that day. They were all fucked up. Obi, what do you got? Round us up.
Well, my honorable mentions, I got Testament live at the Fillmore in
Nice.
95, I believe.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Low Tour, wasn't it? Was it Low Tour?
I think it
Yep.
was.
Yeah.
Got acoustic versions of Trail of Tears, like a bonus and stuff. It was really cool. And I got Overkill with Wrecking Your Neck from the WFO tour and back in 94, 95. Double
Mhm.
album. And in the first edition, you got the Overkill EP as a bonus. It's like a Fat Boy release.
Oh, cool.
I know. I've always wanted one of those, man. Those are cool. I just got the CMC 2 CD version.
Yeah. And I got Deicide When Satan Lives from 98 from Serpents of the Light tour. That one I had for a good while. I listened to it a lot when I was younger. And then I probably have my favorite live album from the 70s, which would be a magnificent, cool album from 1972, which is Hawkwind Space Ritual.
Nice. Very cool.
I think that's my favorite 70s album. It's just so unique.
That's cool.
Awesome. So if you guys
So I got to
still-
mention Lemmy too.
anything else, Obi? Was
No, I'm good.
So if you guys are still watching the channel, please comment.
I got something really quick I wanted to say that I forgot to mention, but real quick is that like when Tony was talking about Judas Priest Unleashing the East, like to me, like I had British Steel to like Defenders of the Faith, and then I had Unleashing the East, and for years I thought that was all I needed for the old Judas Priest until I found the albums and seen all the stuff I was missing out on. But the other thing is like single live albums, which could be a whole different subject in itself, like AC/DC's and Judas Priest Unleashing the East and the Deep Purple Made in Japan. They're just one album, you know, like compared to like the doubles, like it's kind of like a different category in itself. But the other thing I could add into like our pet peeves things about metal that we did the episode on is I can't stand audience participation on live albums. So
yeah,
Life After Death is one of Life After Death is one of those perfect albums as far as songs. And you got that's the era I like. Power Slave was the pinnacle to me for them. And the same thing with the Live Evil with Black Sabbath with Dio. I listened to that like crazy. But man, when it comes to audience participation part, especially I think it's Running Free. I messed that up the last time I said Run to the Hills, and like a million people commented saying, "Oh, it's Running Free" or whatever. But it's like at one point Bruce is like, now the people on the left, now the people, and it's like now the people eating hot dogs in the corner back there, now the people on the third level, and it seems like it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
I have to just skip that shit. So that's like a weird little pet peeve. And one of the other things really quick is tomorrow we're doing an episode, me and Tony, on Almost Human Live with this guy who did this documentary. What's the documentary called, Tony? That we're doing tomorrow?
I got to finish watching it tonight because I didn't finish it last night. But
anyway, it's like from Tokyo to something, but it's about Kiss Alive 2. And
it's called From Tokyo to You. It's on YouTube.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
It's really awesome. I watched it last night. It just premiered this week, and it's really good. It's like you think, do you need another Kiss documentary? And then you watch it, and it's like this stuff you've never seen before. It focuses on
really
this
cool
one time, and it's awesome. But the thing I'm bringing it up for is one of the things is there's this lost Kiss Alive 2 bootleg that's been around for years and years, and the story of how that album comes about and how it got found. It was like the guy who was managing Bill Coin, he had a warehouse filled. Yeah, there it is. He had a warehouse filled with all this stuff, and when he died, like it just sat there, and no one paid for the storage. And someone like had a chance to buy it, and they just ended up all this Kiss stuff flooded the whole
He got
scene.
out.
But anyway,
Yeah.
it focuses on like the Kiss Alive 2 era. And we're going to be interviewing the guy who did the documentary tomorrow. If this airs
Right.
before tomorrow on Thursday,
Yeah.
it'd be pretty interesting if you're into that album. That's it.
So if you guys are still here watching us, end of the episode, please lot in the comments, man. Tell them you're a true fan. You're hanging out with us the whole time. So please mention
What you meant?
live
Well,
album.
I was gonna say what Ralph mentioned about the crowd participation. I can't remember who the comic is. I heard some comic talking about yeah, when you go to a concert and the crowd, and he splits the crowd down the middle, the singer, and he's like, this side cheers, and
Yeah.
the other side, or this side over here says you guys suck and all this,
Oh,
and he says,
Yeah.
you go home and someone says, hey, how was the concert last night? Like, my side lost.
yeah.
Let's hear everybody in the urinals right now. I want to hear the people in the urinals.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
that's what they do to work out the crowd, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, please mention your favorite live albums, and let's get the comments rocking on this. Take and hit the like, and please hit the subscribe button if you haven't so far. I got a couple of shows that I put together here in Middletown. I got the itch to do a little promoting again after. Maybe I'm crazy, but
You're crazy.
maybe I am. But we're bringing in 2 shows to the Zone, and I hooked up with an old friend of mine, Thunder Sound Jim, who did the sound at the Rock Palace, did the sound at the Class, did the sound at the Orange County Fairgrounds Pepsi concert series for the most part. So he's coming in to do sound with us. I'm kind of happy. From what I gather, he's got the system that can handle the Zone. I mean, it's not an easy place to work sound sometimes because of the walls and the ceiling, but he's coming in on February 21st. I have a Dangerous Metal Meeting Part 2, and it's going to be a witches dance from Long Island that do a great Merciful Fate King Diamond tribute.
Wow.
Second time we've had them up. We got Spellbook coming in from York, PA. They're always fan favorites, recording artists, and put on a great like stoner rock show. We have Electrocutioner debut in Middletown, a Brooklyn thrash metal band, and we have Scarlet King on that show.
Nice.
And then we're going to try to do a couple shows. The second show, which is going to be St. Patty's Day weekend for say, is something that was put together by Paul Duthill, who is from Long Island, also as part of the Witches Dance. He is doing something called the Gathering of the Masses Tour, which is an Ozzy Osbourne throughout the years show. Gathering Masses was just celebrating the life, legacy, music, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy, spending his whole career. Also, that night, Tomorrow's Dream is going to be kicking it off, which is a Black Sabbath tribute. Then we have Holy Diva, which is going to be covering the Black Sabbath era of the Dio era of Black Sabbath, and also dabbles in some of the Rainbow and maybe some Dio solo stuff. And then we're going to have Tribute, which is doing an Ozzy Osbourne set. That will be March 14th. We'll kind of announcing it on here. I know that the bands are starting to talk about them. And I hope to do, and then we're going to be working on a Pets Alive benefit, Hudson Valley United Throwdown 2, which we're going to be setting up in April with the help of Joe Frank. So got a little life coming back to Middletown. Let's see if we can keep it going a little bit. And we've got a blood feast coming to the Zone on
That's right. With
Thanksgiving
my
weekend.
boys Assault.
Who else is coming on that?
My boys Assault are on that.
Yep. So that'll be a
Earthquake
WXAX.
Logic. Earthquake Logic is on that bill.
They got
too.
added
Ken
to that.
Faggio from
They
Morpheus
must
just
just
sent-
got added.
Yep,
Did
they're the
someone
first.
drop off? Yeah.
They're first band. They're the first band.
I thought about asking
Nice.
Earthquake Logic, but I wanted to keep it
I didn't want to happen like last time. We had a few bands and we ran late on sound. So Sabbath Superstars went on very late that night. But we want to keep it so we can get Witches Dance to play their full set. But we'll try to do some more. I'd like to do maybe one more show in the spring and then stop for the summer and maybe retouch it in the fall next year. I'm not gonna go crazy and do shows every fucking week.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get like, how come you didn't have my Black Sabbath band play? How come you didn't? my band didn't get a call for that. And I'm like, then I don't want to make enemies, so I'm doing a couple shows here and there. And we'll get to get James back to Middletown. Last time he was there, I wasn't there. I was at the Judas Priest show. Shows that I'm going to be hitting soon. If you guys are in the New York area, I'll be next Tuesday. I'll be at Brooklyn Monarch for the Nea Obliviscaris tour. Next Friday, I'll be in Toyota Oakdale Theater for Zach Sabbath. And the
I'll
following
be there too, man. We got to link up.
Yeah, the following Tuesday, I will be in Irving Plaza for the Blind Guardian and Sephirum tour. And I don't know what else I got after that. I think I'll be in New York City for the Omnium Gatherum tour, which is December 14th. It might be, Frisian, December 1st at Dingbats. I got to go see Frisian. I talked to Moses because they played around a couple places near here, but one night was the night we were doing our show. So it's always good to go hang out with Frisian. So.
Steve, next Friday, show up early for Dark Chapel, dude.
I'll be there. When I go to a
good.
show, I'm there for the whole thing, man.
They're really good.
I actually like that place, but I've learned to have a full tank of gas when I get to that venue because when you leave there at night, there's fucking nothing open. I ran out of gas. I saw Priest and was at Sabaton there last year, and I actually ran out of gas after.
Oh shit! Really?
And I literally,
Yeah,
I mean, the
Connecticut-
next exit up is like a pretty, looks like, with like all kinds of fast food restaurants, gas stations. They were all. I pulled into one. They were putting the lights out, so I just keep
Yep.
driving aimlessly, and I
Wow.
actually ran out of gas. I used AAA car. I never done that.
Man.
So I
Yeah,
made a long
Connecticut turns into a ghost town.
Connecticut's like Middletown, New York. Once the light goes out, it's done, man.
Done.
So
That's it.
yeah. All right. So I guess we'll wrap this one up. Thanks to Obi. Thanks to Tony Dio, Ralphus, Ed Farsley, and James Delisle. We'll see you next time on the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel. I got some concert footage I got to put up from a few shows I went to also. See you. All right.